Everyone, good morning. I'm from Chi Microtechnology. I've been a software engineer for some years, and with the experience, we see that there are a lot of people that desire to do exploit, despite the fact that there are limited resources today. But for web development and design, or web design and development, there are one of the things to quickly know. Introducing web development. It's a dynamic way of publishing our information online. I mean, dynamic means that it's interactive. Now, web application is also known as web programming. Either you want to write code or you want to learn how to write code. So one of the things you need to know is that website or web application that is hosted and you access it through the internet is electronic publication of whatever you have you want people to see or to interact with. So we have the two major type of page, because website is built in page or web application is in page. We have static page and dynamic page. Static means that it's not interactive, means user cannot interact, user cannot input data into the database. Now, dynamic is that it's interactive, it's user interactive. It allows users to interact, like using your form to collect data and sending it to the database through your processor, like PHP. There are languages that you need to learn. One of the languages you need to learn is HTML, and other ones are CSS, JavaScript, PHP, MySQL database. All these things are programming languages. Now, HTML, which is the major one we use for the framework, is used for content management, content creation. For content creation, HTML means hypertext markup language, which we have here already. Then CSS means cascade style sheet, means cascade style sheet. We use it for beautification, for formatting our text and doing a lot of beautification to our content that we use HTML for. Then JavaScript is for behavior, and PHP we also use for processing our data. Then we use the database for storing of our data. To start with, we started with HTML. As we said, is an hypertext markup language. HTML work as a tag language. HTML work as a tag language. What we mean by tag is this guy, a tag that has a opening, then a close with a forward slash. For example, we have a tag name here, then we close the tag name. Whichever element that is going to be inside here is what we call tag name. HTML element reside inside the angle bracket. So we start our tag, HTML tag with a less than and greater than as the opening, and a forward slash with a close of our application. Now let's look at one of the HTML elements. HTML has its own element. Number one, we have paragraph, we have break. We represent paragraph like this. Then we have paragraph, like the normal paragraph to put the structure of our content or our text. We also have what we call break, which is just a break. Then we have bold. Then we have list. List have two different tags, so we can just put one of the stuff and we'll command. We have another one on other list, and on other list. So when we get there, and so on and so forth. So we have a lot of them that we can actually use to do our table. And that's how we represent it. Now let's go to our programming, full programming. So let's say we have a new, then we want to start with a general HTML format. HTML. We have a document type called doc type. We have our HTML. Then the HTML will have a head of the page, the head and the title of the page, the title, first page. I'll close it, and we'll close the head. We have the body of the page. We close the HTML. This is the general format of our HTML. For us to actually succeed in writing HTML, we need to have this general format on our fingerprint. We can save it. Here we call it I have home.html. Because the HTML document, we must save it that way. We must save it that way. So that's what we have. Then if we go to where we save our work, we quickly go to where we save our work. We have our HTML class. We have home. We run it through the browser. We'll see what we have on eventually happen there. And let's wait for it as it's coming up. As we have said that we need to master it, it should signify that document type HTML, then the title. This is the title. Like we have home.html here. In our page, we are going to have first page. So the head, this head must close here. Then the body starts from here and is going to end here. So the body element represents the content of the document. Here the content is going to be written here. So this is the body. The body element represents the content of the document. Then HTML represents the root of the element document. Then the head represents the collection of metadata for the document. Then the HTML represents the root of the document. So this is the root of the document. So our page is up. It's coming out. It's coming up. It's coming up. I just wait for it a little bit. That's what I've explained. So everything we need to type must be inside here. Everything like welcome, so webmaster, I code Archimicro. Right, so our browser is up. Let's see, this is our browser. As we said, first page, that's the name, the first page. You see the dot we had there. So if you refresh our page, if you save our work and refresh, if you save and go and refresh right now, you see that what we have there is written already. So this is the first information we have to run as a coder. So we need to go down again. As I talked about the elements with paragraph, first element we are going to be using is a paragraph. So we can likewise put this first inside a paragraph. Inside a paragraph here. A paragraph here. Remove this guy. This is our first paragraph. So if you save it, you go running, you see it, the paragraph is different. When you put paragraph, there's more space here. So we go back. We go back here. We can actually do more of the work than ever before. We can actually do more of our work than ever before. I'll give you 2 seconds to actually check it off. See how it look like. You don't need to cram it, just to understand. Just to understand how it works. That's all you need to do. Understand how it works. And when you learn it, it's going to look great. It's not actually hard. I'm waiting for you to just memorize it. Your code, that's how to learn. Alright, now let's go down here. Let's look at the next thing we want to do. I want to put our break and bold. Break and bold. Let's say we want to break this from here. We apply BR. Let's save our work. Save our work. Then refresh. You see it? Break it to the next line. Break it to the next line. Break it to the next line. So if you want to apply something like bold, let's say webmaster is a bold one. We have bold. So it's a bold one. That means bold. The B element represents a span of text to which attention is being drawn for utilitarian purposes without conveying any extra importance and with no implication. See the meaning, the details of what we are talking about there. So if you save our work and refresh, see the webmaster is bold. It's bold. So now let's try to go to next line and add what we call horizontal row, HR. We use it, horizontal row, HR. What it means, the HR represents a paragraph level thematics break, e.g. a sense change in a story or a transition to another topic within the section of the reference book. So if you follow it and you say the next one level as the second paragraph, and I put introduction to web development. Alright, you see our work, we're gonna have something like this. You see it, the line, the horizontal, and the next paragraph. So thank you, see you next class.